Good afternoon. My name is Mike Davis. I'm the chair of the Senate Finance Committee. The proposed budget for fiscal year 24-25 is found on pages 37 and 38 of the Senate Assembly material sent to you earlier. Just a couple comments about the current year's amended fiscal 2023-24 budget. As I indicated at last year's Senate Assembly meeting, the Finance Committee did revisit the approved fiscal year 23-24 budget as we progressed through the year and proposed revisions to the Senate Council. These changes were approved and are reflected in the amended fiscal year 2023-24 budget. Briefly, the significant changes were in the mission support income area. The income estimate was adjusted downward to reflect an amount which is more in line with the actual results for the prior fiscal year ended January 31, 2022. In the ELCA grant income area, initially it was anticipated that the Director of Evangelical Mission, the DEM, would become a Senate employee and there would be a grant or transfer of funds from the National Church for the associated salary and benefit costs related to the position. This was a total of approximately $110,000. This change was rescheduled to take effect in the fiscal year 2024-25. One other item in the ELCA grant income is that it is anticipated that 3 grant proposals will be solicited to support congregational vitality initiatives. If we are not successful in securing grant funding, the projects will not be undertaken. In the area of ministry partners funding, with the continued downward trend in congregational mission support, it was recognized that continuation of the direct support of our mission partners could not be sustained at the level provided in prior years. Acknowledging that the priority of the Senate is to support our congregations, it was recommended that the direct Senate financial support be made on a limited basis and congregations should be encouraged to send their financial support directly to the mission partners. Moving on to the proposed fiscal year 24-25 budget. In the income area, the mission support is targeted at $1,225,000, which again reflects the fiscal year in 2022 actual results. Mission support to the National Church is again based on a fixed amount, which is consistent with the prior year, but has been reduced by approximately 1%. In the ELCA grant income section, 2 items bear mention. As previously noted, the transfer of funds from the National Church for the costs related to the DEM of approximately $110,000. And the second item is there is an anticipation of 3 new project grants in support of congregational vitality projects, which total approximately $15,000. In the area of operating expenses reflect some changes in historical treatment in some areas and implementation of new policies. Areas impacted include the previously noted phasing out of direct Senate support to select mission partners and encouraging direct support at the congregational level. The second item that bears mentioning is the administrative costs reflects compliance with the Senate compensation standards for salary and benefits and a modest increase for staff salaries. We again are presenting a deficit budget. However, we do have the financial resources to continue to absorb these deficits in the short term, but we must continue to strive to achieve a balanced budget in future years. The proposed budget for fiscal year 2024-25 projects revenues totaling $1,376,600, operating expenditures totaling $1,454,158, yielding an operating deficit of $78,558 before adding non-operational depreciation funding of $32,000. By including the depreciation funding amount of the $32,000, the total budget deficit for fiscal year 2024-25 is $109,558. In conclusion, and as noted in prior years, the Finance Committee will continue to monitor this situation during the year. And as changes become known and implemented, the committee will put forth recommendations for consideration to the Senate Council to adjust the budgeted expenses where possible and practical. Thank you.